In Detail Entertainment presents Friday, April 2nd, Diamond Music Hall in St. Peter's, Inimical Drive. With Outrun the Fall. The 45.
Shake and quake. Remember, we just don't break down. 'Cause I'm torn with all the battle scars from you. Your abuse. 'Cause every soul that we know, we're all acting head to toe.
And special guest, comedian Max Pryce. Hosted by the one and only Shane Presley of Rock Paper Podcast. Tickets at Eventbrite. All information and details, facebook.com/Inimical Drive.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Thank you for checking out another episode of the show. Today's features comedian Myke Anthony. Had a really great time hanging out with Mike at his home, talking about all sorts of crazy stuff. We had a lot of fun recording this one. You can catch Mike this week, Wednesday, the 24th, over at the St. Louis Funny Bone with Max Pryce, Nathan Orton, and Scott Schaffer. It's a free show if you drop the name Max Pryce at the box office. So come on out and support live comedy over there at the St. Louis Funny Bone. Do want to remind you that Rock Paper Podcast is brought to you by Roughneck Beard Company and American Rambler, located right here in St. Louis, Missouri. You can stop by and visit them in the Maplewood area off of Manchester, or shop 24/7 at roughneckbeardcompany.com. Use my code RPP15 for an exclusive 15% off your purchase. That's 15% off all your favorite beard oils, beard balms, their junk powder, or one of my personal favorites, their Roughneck Beard Batter. Roughneck Beard Batter is the ultimate beard and skin moisturizer. It's a blend of 8 nutrient-rich soft oils whipped directly into unrefined shea butter for a moisturizing kick like no other. The highest amount of triglycerides and fatty acids available in the beard care market, hands down. World-renowned, but made right here in St. Louis. Again, find everything at roughneckbeardcompany.com. Use my code RPP15 to save 15% off your purchase. Also, big thanks to Heil Sound for their continued support and helping make this show sound great. Shop heilsound.com today and get yourself a brand new microphone. And if you want to help support this show, I have some new shirts available exclusively through BuyJack. So head on over to buyjack.com/rockpaperpodcast and pick yourself up a new little Shaney t-shirt. It's really cool. I've seen a bunch of them out there already, and it really means the world to me. It's a lot of fun. So thank you anybody that's purchased one already. It means a whole lot to me. And if you need me, of course, you can always find me at rockpaperpodcast.com. Hit me up on email at rockpaperpodcast@gmail. Let me know what you think of today's episode with Michael. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this brand new episode with Myke Anthony.
Podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
Hey, this is Myke Anthony. You're listening to a Rock Paper Podcast with your bitch ass.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today with Myke Anthony.
What's good, bro?
Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I like the show. I like the video clip that you sent me. Just to like, hey, this is what I do. I'm not really creepy. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing anything to people. And the intro song.
Oh, yeah.
That shit slaps.
Yeah, that's my buddy Dub Flow.
Okay.
He has a group called Egan's Rats here in town, and they just it's like two MCs with a drummer is the group, but he's been featured in a bunch of stuff as a solo artist also, and I'm just a big fan of him and his style, and like I was like, hey man, what do you think you could do this? And he came up with that rhyme, and I'm just like, man, this I laughed so hard the first time I heard that.
Yeah,
it was just like
I dug it. I dug it. I was like, oh, this is cool, because you know how some people have like theme music that sounds mad corny, and I'm like, they're like, welcome to my stuff, and I'm like, man, I don't know, but I was like, this is hard. And I was like, this is long. This is the actual song. Yeah. He was like, man, he trying to get a Grammy off this one.
Right, yeah. Well, waiting on that call. So,
there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Did you watch the Grammys?
No, I don't really get in. I mean, I love music and all, but I don't really care for the award shows and stuff. And
did you ever get into the award? I used to really like the award shows, but I just
I would not as much Grammys, because it's like, you know, it's a lot more proper.
Yeah.
But like, definitely
hip hop awards.
Yeah.
You know, when Source Awards was around, you know, I've messed with them. Can I curse?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I used to watch them. I asked to curse so I could not curse. You see that?
Right. Yeah.
But I would watch them, and I saw that WAP got did WAP win a Grammy?
I think so.
Jesus Christ, you know, and you know, it's just the songs that nowadays that we just getting awards for.
Right.
I mean, I think what really did it was It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp. And they was like, you know what? We don't really need to try no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's just do what we're doing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Throat Baby, that's gonna be up for a Grammy next year. You know, I mean, as soon as Busting Your Face, there's gonna be a whole bunch of a slew of songs where people like, you know, obviously that's how I feel. I'm like, every time I listen to the radio, I feel like I get aged every time that song comes on.
And Uncle Luke's going to get a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Of course. He's going to be inducted. Like, I want to say thank you and pop that pussy. Give him his roses now. Give Uncle Luke his roses now.
Right. That's what's funny to me. Like, you know, obviously being a fan of old school hip hop like that, like those guys in especially Two Live Crew and NWA and everything, like they like paved the way for this explicit content and everything. You know, fighting those court cases and everything else, and trying to be heard, and and then now it's all over the radio again.
And it's funny because it's like, whereas back then we knew those songs existed without the internet. You know what I'm saying? Your buddy got the tapes, you bring them to school, whatever. Now it's on the radio. Right. It wouldn't even be on the radio. You know what I'm saying? You would get the way you heard the song was the way it was recorded, the explicit version. You won't hear you never heard that shit. You never heard. You heard the explicit tape. You heard the way it was supposed to be conceived, and then now people are like, I want to hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it just, you know.
Speaking of that, I just heard Eminem's "Stan" on Pop 2K on my satellite radio, and they censor it on that channel, and of course, like when he's like talking about killing her and stuff, and all this stuff, and all that, so all that stuff, but like it's just like, and just like it like literally sounds like.
You know what? Some of these apps are even editing just like the word guns and shooting. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I was listening to this Pac song on Rhapsody. I guess they're on Napster, owned by Rhapsody. Anyway, Pac says drinking great Kool-Aid and Thunderbird. They bleeped out Thunderbird. Like you came in, just because I know the song, I know he's supposed to say Thunderbird. And they bleeped out Thunderbird. Niggas can't even talk and say Thunderbird or Cisco. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like they just like they don't want nothing offending. You know what I'm saying? They don't want like I don't want you. They say, you know, people, motherfuckers is killing babies. Okay, you can't say motherfuckers, but they bleeped out killing babies. You know, it's like, wow, that was just. Some of this shit, they're just bleeping out just too much. Now they're just going to be like, all right, here's his new song. His rapper is going to be mute. Yeah. It's just going to be like, oh man, it's just going to be an instrumental. Like, oh man, that dude's dropping some heat. Yeah. They don't want you to hear the truth. Yeah. They don't want you to hear the truth.
You let your imagination take over.
Yeah, the F-bombs that M was dropping back in the day. Golly. And I go back and I go back and watch a lot of old school, man, because of course since we all coming out of COVID and everything, when people were going out, I was nostalgic and watching like a bunch of old Judd Apatow movies and there's a bunch of F-bombs. I mean, you remember Analyze This?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Analyze That. There's fags all over the fucking.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be like, oh shit, Jesus Christ! I was like, man, just. And no one said anything about Robert Downey Jr. I mean, Iron Man was blackface.
Oh yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? No one's canceled Robert Downey Jr. I'm like, this is what 2012 or so?
Oh yeah, wasn't that long ago. Yeah,
Tropic Thunder, man.
No, there's a lot of like, definitely there's a laundry list of movies that could never be made today. Like
never. Brazen Saddles, anything that Mel Brooks did.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if I could go back, I'd probably be offended watching Spaceballs.
Yeah.
I'm sure. We ain't found shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be something that offends somebody right now. I love Spaceballs, by the way.
I pulled up I was talking about the movie Sidekicks with my wife, the Chuck Norris movie.
John Landis.
Yeah.
I mean, Jonathan, whatever the kid. Yeah.
And
he had asthma and some shit, right?
Right. Well, and then so I was like, she didn't know that movie, so I was like, and then I was like, what about Ladybugs?
Oh shit, you're going through that was his career,
right? Yeah, I was
that,
like,
and then he went on heroin, right?
Yeah. And so she goes, no, I don't know either. And I was like, just laughed thinking about Ladybugs. And I was like, man, that's another one that probably wouldn't fly today. Like, having a boy dress as a girl play on the soccer team.
But if he identifies,
right?
If he identifies as a woman, that could probably fly.
Yeah.
But there's so many just the guys. There's plenty of Joanna Man. I mean, there's a whole bunch of movies that people like. Nah, I don't. Even the plot, you know what I'm saying? Vivica Fox be like, I would love to be in another movie. You know what I'm saying? Give me another shot. So yeah, it was funny, man. Man, R.I.P. Robert Downey. My man. Man, why can't I think his name?
With that from
Ladybugs.
Oh yeah.
What's his name?
What's yeah. Hold on a second. I'll pull it up. Thank you, internet.
I can't. I just had a brain freeze.
Yeah.
I froze.
I think you said you got Jonathan Brandis.
Jonathan Brandis. But my guy on there from
Rodney.
Yeah, Dangerfield.
Yeah, Rodney
God
Dangerfield.
damn it!
Yeah.
I just couldn't get the words together. I'm still infected from the weed.
There you go.
Yeah, Dangerfield. That was great. Going back to school. You remember when he did Back to School?
Sure.
When he went back, we couldn't have that again. We couldn't have no 50-year-old man going back to school, messing with girl. No, a lot of this. I think every movie he did is probably cancelable. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you watched. Bill Maher made a joke on the Real Time. He had said that any movie that what's his name? Indiana Jones,
Harrison Ford.
Anything that he did when he's looking young is probably cancelable. Yeah. It's probably very offensive. You know what I'm saying? But those movies, man.
Yep. Yep. That's they all still live out there though, man.
I still watch them.
Yep.
I still watch them. But it's just so funny how some people just get hung up on old things. You know what I'm saying? Or just a little thing that triggered, like, I don't know. Anything like that triggers you?
No, I don't really give a shit about much. Like, I was like,
I don't give a fuck about much.
Yeah, all right.
I don't give a shit about much.
As long as I'm not hurting somebody, I don't really, I
absolutely.
don't care. Like,
absolutely.
So, but it is funny, like, just mentioning Eminem, like, I guess they pulled up, people were trying to get him canceled or something like that for some lyrics.
I did see a line, a bunch of millennials were trying to get him canceled for something.
And then it's like,
and he responded with a song "Tone Deaf."
Yeah, that was the headline. But it's just like, it's just funny that they like like digging through old stuff, trying to find something to get a sound. Yeah,
just something old that you did.
Yeah, and
it's always easy to point the finger at somebody when you don't have no one pointing the finger at you.
Right.
And we're just so hung up on the cancel culture, whereas it's like old boy said, we just all constantly just trying to dunk on somebody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you seem like you're from the age of where I am. Where we're kind of like, you're a pussy if you get offended.
Yeah.
That made you mad.
Right.
Like, want to see how much shit you could take and then give it back to the next person. You know what I'm saying? There's been plenty of movies where people are like, oh, this person turns into a superhero because he was getting beat up. I mean,
sure.
Eminem wouldn't be who he was if he wasn't getting bullied. You know what I'm saying? Chris Rock wouldn't be who they was if they're getting bullied. People like Chris Rock said, you know, Bill Gates. You think Bill Gates was the coolest kid in school? Fuck no. You know what I'm saying? No one was. Zuckerberg wasn't cool. Nobody. None of these motherfuckers was cool. You know what I'm saying? So now it's cool to say I'm offended and I'm gonna try to scrub your history. I'm too busy trying to do my own shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you do some shit right now, we'll make fun of you, be on SNL, you know what I'm saying, and then move on. You know what I'm saying? We've already forgotten about the bitch that put the glue in her hair. You know what I'm saying? It's already over. We've moved on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, oh, God. Jesus Christ. This is why it's ruined our country. COVID has ruined people. Actually, it didn't ruin it. It made it greater because it exposed what people are really made of. You know what I'm saying? You like some people like, oh, I can't work. I gotta do this. And like you weren't built for this. You weren't built for this. You know, people say I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna just do this, or someone take care of me. You know what I'm saying? Instagram models are upset. They keep posting old pictures of themselves. Like, oh, I guess you know, you're not that swaggy. You're not that swaggy. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious. But are you gonna get the shot?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, eventually. I just like I know they got some things going around here, and they've opened it up to you know the different tiers or whatever and stuff. So finally able to. I'm on the list now, I guess. So just waiting on my call. And
there you go. Which one you gonna get? Like I heard, there's like 3 different types. Yeah. There's like one where you go back. And there's the one that you just do it and you're one and done.
Right.
And I don't know.
I haven't looked that far into it yet, I guess.
Yeah. Trust me personally, I don't buy shit new.
Yeah.
Like my iPhone is like, I got an iPhone 10. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't even, out there, PlayStation 4. You know what I'm saying? I don't buy nothing new. I wait for all the kinks and the bugs by. I don't get nothing new. Yeah. So, you know, they was like, oh, everyone's sick. Oh, no, it's a pandemic. Oh, we got a vaccine. I'm like, I'm gonna wait. Yeah. I'm gonna wait. I'm like, I love Star Wars, but I'm second week. I go see it the second week. I'm not that nerdy dude. You know what I'm saying? Love X-Men, love all them shits, but I'm the second week. You know what I'm saying? I stay off social media because I know where it is. People like to cry, give the spoilers. I didn't watch. You a fan of Game of Thrones?
No, I haven't never gotten in that one.
Okay, yeah, I know white people love Game of Thrones. Like I didn't start watching Game of Thrones till like last month. Yeah. I just watched that and watched all seasons. I was able to watch all of them, and I just like the fact that you know after I do shit after this not cool anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I like when the hype goes down. Like I just got a Popeye sandwich.
There you go.
Like I get shit later on. You know what I'm saying? When the hype is all down, and I'm like, all right, well I'm gonna just test my own, you know what I'm saying, see if it's cool for myself.
There you go.
Because I'm very easily influenced.
Yeah.
I'm very easily influenced. Oh, this is the coolest thing you should do. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. And then I'm like, man, this just whack. You know what I'm saying? Then I look at my old timeline because Facebook like to remind you of dumb shit you did. I'm like, I did the ice bucket challenge. Why? Why?
I think Jim Gaffigan had a great joke, like something like that. Like, hey, I just watched Heat. What, like 20 years ago? You know, Heat or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I want to talk about it now.
Yeah.
He's like, you know,
it's good to me now. Yeah, right. I just got hip to it. Yeah. You know, I appreciated it. Everyone else was talking about it. Yeah. I mean, I just watched Godfather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of these movies, like, I've always watched Sopranos. Like, let me watch what the original Sopranos, you know what I'm saying? Let me watch the Corleones. So.
There's a ton of them like that I watched way late. Like, I just never got into it at the time. Yeah. So especially like stuff like that. Like, I mean, obviously I was fully aware that they're classics and things, but it's just like, I was like so into watching comedy. Like I would much rather watch Tommy Boy and Black Sheep again than going to watch, you know, whatever.
Jaws.
Yeah, something like so.
Fucking 2 hours of this one shark and it looked fake as fuck. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I mean, and it's always good when you see somebody that you're really friends with and they haven't seen a movie that you really love. Like, oh, I got to put your hip to this. It's really good. Like, could you imagine, like, never seeing Half Baked?
Right.
And then being able to show someone Half Baked for the first, especially if they some stonies. You're like, you've never seen Half Baked? We got to get baked to watch Half Baked. You know what I'm saying? That's just the moments.
We had one when we were growing up. I don't know, like... I don't know. I guess I just found it a Blockbuster or something.
Blockbuster,
which is there you go. Yeah, dating myself already there.
No, I used to work at Radio Shack. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that's no longer existent.
Right. let's just see how many references we can name that people like have no.
They're like, what is that? What year is this?
But I just found like a copy of this movie, and I don't remember why or what.
You just did it. You said copy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But
VHS tape.
It was, but it was Run Ronnie Run.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever watched that, but it's kind of this. It's kind of got a cult following, but it was Mr. Show and Bob and Dave. I think that's where it started with on the HBO series, and it's Bob Odenkirk and David Cross, and he's
love Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
Good guy. I always see him when I was working with him.
Oh, yeah?
Good people.
Nice.
Good people. Chicago, Midwest. Maybe that's why. But go on.
But anyway, it's a great movie full of tons of cameos, and just makes me laugh so hard. It's just a ridiculous kind. It's kind of this like Joe Dirt type of like character that David Cross plays with him, like a mullet, white trash kind of guy, and he keeps getting arrested on cops kind of thing, except for they call it fuzz.
Okay.
And then so like they try to make him like a star, Hollywood star, where that's just the show is him getting arrested.
Oh, okay.
And Bob Odenkirk plays like this like Hollywood producer type of character.
Okay.
And so
that sounds good. That almost sounds like Raising Arizona, but then you spun up to a different area. I was like, okay, got it.
But like it was one of those like we laughed so hard watching it when the first time, and then like we went back to school and talked about it, and then everybody's like, well, man, we got to watch it like the next weekend. Everybody comes over to the house. We introduce it to a new group, and it was just like slowly spread to the school. Like, all of us.
Like, wow,
yeah.
Exactly.
So,
like that crazy family that, that cult, everyone's in the house. There's a satanic house.
Yeah.
There's a ghost house. They just like, that's how rumors got spread.
All right.
That's how rumors got spread. You like, I fingered this such and such chick, and then everyone found out she puts out, and then everyone's like trying to skip school so they could go and finger bang this chick. So yeah, I'm sorry, I just went on another tangent. But yo, I remember there's some movies that you watched as a kid that you didn't get everything, and then you rewatched.
Oh yeah,
and then you was like, oh shit. Like for me, it was Goonies. Like I was like, these kids are like around my age and maybe a little bit older, and I'm like, half the shit I didn't know what Mouth was talking about. Corey Feldman, I didn't know half the shit he was talking about. I didn't know he was telling the bitch that there's cocaine upstairs because there's subtitles. I'm not reading that. And I'm like, yo, he's really doing Spanish. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know half the shit he was doing. And fucking Thanos was in it.
Yeah.
Young Thanos.
Yeah.
Young Thanos was in there. I was like, wow, this is crazy. What was one of the movies for you that you went back and like, oh, I didn't even...
I mean, I don't know about a full movie, but like definitely there's lines or...
What
like
line?
I know like in Dumb and Dumber there's like things, especially like that one just keeps getting funnier for me like as I get older too. Is like as you like live a certain amount of life, because like at the time like I really didn't, some things just went over my head I didn't get, but like just like even like the whole suitcase thing, Samsonite, I was way off, like, and stuff like that. I didn't know, I didn't have luggage as a kid, so
fuck no, just
stuff
give me my Fisher Price box, you know what I'm saying? Give me a lunch, I got a thermostat, that's all I work. There's definitely a bunch of lines. There was a bunch of lines in Dumb and Dumber,
right?
And
or she wrote me a John Deere letter, like like instead of a Dear John letter, that kind of thing. Like
of course,
stuff like that.
You just never get. For me, and sometimes I identify with different people as I get like Simpsons. I used to be a big Bart fan. Now I'm all Homer.
Yeah.
I'm all Homer right now. I'm just like, Jesus.
Sure.
This is crazy. So I probably, as I get older, I probably identify with Jebediah. You know what I'm saying? So as I get older, just different characters. I'm like, oh, I get. He gets it.
All right.
He gets it. It's always but funny. I watched the old. I got HBO Max, so they got a bunch of old fucking movies on there too. I rewatched Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay.
And Bill Murray just murders me.
Yeah.
Murders me. When he came in there, he wanted Steve Martin was the fucking dentist, and and he was like, yes, doctor. He was just kept putting the gauze in his mouth. He was sitting in the chair all happily. Oh, I'm going to get a candy bar. I'm going to get a candy bar. I was like, man, this dude's. I just didn't know how fun. I knew he was hilarious, but I didn't know how hilarious he was to talk. And that shit still holds up.
Yeah.
Scrooge is one of my favorites with Bill Murray. I mean, Bill Murray he's just the greatest.
Yep. Yeah, man. I watched Zombieland not too long ago and just laughed because like I love that he did that character also, just like playing himself and stuff. But it was really well done.
And he came back in the second one, right?
Yeah.
I was like, how?
All right.
Which made me realize like, I have to rewatch it again. I was like, dang, how are they gonna have Zombieland 2? I'm like, the first one was fun, and I was like, all right, are you a huge zombie fan?
I wouldn't say huge, but
Okay.
I like some of those just ridiculous ones like Shaun of the Dead or
What about The Dead Don't Die?
I don't even know that one. I don't know.
Okay,
but,
that's another one with Bill Murray.
Yeah.
He's actually in it
Okay.
too. That's another one he's in it. Oh boy, are you into Star Wars?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Like I said,
Adam
like,
Driver is in it as well.
Okay.
But
there's a ton of those, like going back to what we were kind of saying, like there's if it's
Evil Dead, gotta give give him his roses. Give George his roses right now. You know, is he dead? Well, we'll probably have to give him his real roses. You know what I'm saying? People's giving his real roses by now. Did you do Walking Dead?
I like season 1. That was, and then
There's like 900.
yeah,
Season 1, he was done, right?
well, yeah. I was like, that's enough.
Yeah, I like the movies. I like any zombie movie. All right, it's gonna give me an hour,
Right.
half, 2 hours maybe, but niggas is still fucking zombies. Really? We're in 5th season. Oh my god, this is
my wife's into it and she's still watching it and excited about it.
because they got a spin-off too, right?
Yeah, there's been a couple of things, I guess. I don't know, but I don't know.
She's there for the acting.
Yeah, I guess
She's there for the story. She's not there for the zombies. She's there for something else.
She definitely
There's
said
some man there with her shirt off that
Right.
she likes. That's what that is. There's no reason I'm watching 6
Yeah.
or plus episodes or seasons of zombies. Like, yo, just shoot them in the head. What
Yeah.
are we doing? What are we doing? How many? After 6 seasons, you should have done killed everybody.
Right.
He could killed all the zombies and the people that you felt that were bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I haven't got into that one at all, or I don't know. But there's a lot of those like if it has such a huge massive following, I probably not into it. Like just
That's me.
yeah,
That's me. I'll wait for the hype to go down.
Right. So there's a bunch of them that I'm just like have no interest in. You
Yeah.
know, like just, and I don't know what it like. It's just, but the same way with music too. Like there's. I enjoy my St. Louis music and stuff, a lot of local music and a lot of independent artists and everything. Just I don't need to buy some record because it's the one that's
On the top
hot,
radio.
Yeah, right. So
yeah,
but-
everyone's advertising me. I go to every it's playing at every QT. It's playing at every gas station. I'm like, oh, I do not want to hear this song.
Yeah.
I don't have to own it.
Right.
It's like hearing a song that's on TikTok, like in real life. Like, I don't need to hear this song at all. I'm like, I know this. I know a good 50 seconds of this song, and that's what I'm saying. I've heard enough. I heard enough. Don't tell me what to like. And that was the thing about the music back then. We used to want to get these tapes because we wanted to hear it. You remember rewinding a song?
Sure.
You remember rewinding a part in a song? Like, oh, I can't believe this part. Rewind it. And, you know, I used to, to my tape hop. To my tape pop. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just rewinding shit constantly. Now you just kind of like,
What do you remember that first tape? Like what comes to mind when you think about
first cassette tape I had? I have to go with
or CD, I guess too.
no, I got cassette tapes, man. I remember my first cassette tape. My mom's got me for Christmas. She got me Eazy-E, 5150, and Niggas for Life, NWA.
Oh yeah,
that was my tapes. That my first two. I was like, okay, I have arrived, and I was like, oh, this is dope. I had to. And they had the cassette tape where you look at it was spelled Niggas for Life backwards, so you have to go look at it in the mirror. And I was like, oh, this is dope. Thanks, Bob. You know,
that was I bought it on CD. It was one of my first purchases. Like,
what was on CD?
But I bought Eazy-E straight off the streets of motherfucking Compton.
There you go.
I remember hearing it. I had an older cousin was cruising around in his car and he played it, and that's the first I got introduced to that album and Eazy-E, and then I was like, man, I just.
Did you like Straight Outta Compton?
The movie, yeah, it was a good movie.
It was good,
for
right?
Sure, yeah.
I thought it was dope. Yeah. And another time, Eazy-E was dying. He said, "I ain't no faggot." I'm like, you just dropping F-bombs. It's like, because there was a time. There was a time. It doesn't mean you were talking shit on homosexual people. It was like, yo, well, he was at that time. You know what I'm saying? It was in the contents of him saying that. But there was another F-bomb. I was like, it was a different time.
Yeah.
It was a different time.
But
was you a huge Dre fan with everything he did?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of course, Chronic, and the Chronic 2001 was like Man, that was so I was I graduated 03, so like that was right through high school, and like that was on repeat for years, man.
Yeah,
That's such a great
absolutely.
record. And
Did you see All Eyes on Me or the Notorious Big's movie?
No.
Didn't need to.
Yeah.
It was kind of weak.
All right.
You didn't need to. Kevin Hart said it was shitty, so I listened to what Kevin Hart had to say.
Yeah.
Those are Kevin's words, not my words.
That's your movie reviewer. Like
it was garbage.
Yeah.
And I don't really listen to Rotten Tomatoes too much because I think they be lying. Because Rotten Tomatoes is owned by Warner Brothers, so any movie that's done by Warner Brothers, they're gonna give it the great. Like, do you do superhero movies?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so did you see Wonder Woman?
No, I haven't watched Wonder Woman yet.
Because it sucks.
Yeah.
Because it sucked. Be honest, it sucked. The woman, Gail, she's nice. I met her and I met the director. She's nice. She's great. But the movie was trash. Guess what it got on fucking Rotten Tomatoes? 100. How do you get 100? How do you get 100 Rotten Tomatoes? And Wonder Woman, I mean, there was no titties. You know what I'm saying? She didn't screw nobody. She didn't beat no one. I mean, it was. Oh no! It was just like, and Wonder Woman is not a bad character to use. It's one of them. She got great powers. She got a lot of good story, but the movie was just trash. I mean, Marvel just put it on, and DC just all they got is Batman.
Yeah,
all they got. That's why they keep doing 600 different Batmans. They got the vampire kid playing Batman now. You know what I'm saying? Robert Pattinson is playing Batman, and he had COVID.
Yeah. That. I don't know, man. Yeah, those definitely they haven't figured out even with Justice League or any Supermans or whatever. None of them.
That's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah,
the re-edited, the 800-hour movie that Zach put out. Oh God, I did like his remake of Dawn of the Dead though.
Yeah.
I did like his remake of the Dawn of the Dead. That was cool.
but none of them are like living up to what Marvel's been doing. So.
No, and even I think they started late. Because even like if you go back to watch the first X-Men, that was kind of questionable. It wasn't great, but it was cool. You know what I'm saying? The second one started getting all right, but it took, this is back early 2000. You know what I'm saying? It was damn near in the 90s still, where they're just like starting to get a little traction. So now they're just dunking. They're dunking on DC right now. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely kicking DC's ass right now.
When you say that, my brain goes to that Krispy Kreme rapper kid. Remember on
Krispy Kreme?
Yeah,
that's how old I am. Krispy Kreme?
Yeah, that's what.
And I'm a fat fuck like Krispy Kreme.
Oh, he used to. Well, I think he also went by Froggy Fresh. But it was like, and I remember like it got picked up on like Tosh.0 and all these different things. But anyway, it was like a kid and like they're rapping in the basement, and like he's like there was a music video they made for a song called "He Just Got Dunked On," and it just.
Oh, really?
So that's where my brain goes to that.
Oh, I'm sleeping on that. I'm gonna have
to. It's terrible, but you can't look away.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah,
got it. Kind of like Who Let the Dogs Out.
Yeah. So, but
speaking of, did you see the tag team in the Geico commercial?
Oh yeah, that's a great commercial. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm like. Those dudes, like, they've been old my whole life, so they just keep getting old. I mean, obviously, they're older, but I'm just looking, I'm like, look at them, get your check, money, get your scoop. There it is. Scoop. There it is. There's like different versions. There's like, oh, we got to make the longer version. I'm like, oh, but just play the longer version. Don't cut it. Don't, they was doing the Kid and Play.
Right.
Give Kid and Play their props. You know what I'm saying? Give them the roses for that dance. You know what I'm saying? Now, if anybody should have been charging people for a dance, like the Fuck the Floss, that's the Pee Wee Herman dance. But anybody that should be suing people for doing their dance is fucking Kid Play. Give Christopher Reeve his fucking paper. Oh man, Kid and Play.
I saw a bunch of those guys. A couple years ago, there was a 90s house party concert rolled through, and it was like,
oh wow,
and everybody kind of did the greatest hits. Like most of them only had two.
Single.
Yeah. And
where's Coolio? Give me Gangsta's Paradise.
Well, so Coolio was there. Tone Loc, Montel Jordan.
I know their sets.
Yeah.
Tone Loc, Funky Comedita, ended off with Wild Thing.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, right.
Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise, Fantastic Voyage.
All right.
You call it a night.
1, 2, 3, 4. Get your woman on. But no, and then what was was another. What's
You remember he got so mad at Weird Al Yankovic?
Oh yeah.
You remember when he got mad at when Weird Al Yankovic said Amish Paradise?
I don't remember him getting mad. But
yeah, Coolio was gonna fuck Weird Al Yankovic up because you know how he's always doing spoofs of everybody's song.
Right.
So Coolio put out Gangsta's Paradise. He said Amish Paradise. So he was like, you know, he just look it up. They actually was at MTV Awards. Weird Al Yankovic was there. Coolio's from the streets, the Crip. He gonna fuck Weird Al Yankovic up. He was like, "Yo,
hands."
Yeah, he was gonna catch some. He didn't want no smoke. He was like, "Hey, I'm just doing jokes, man." Like, no, Coolio's always the Gangsta's Paradise. I'm gonna fuck you up. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, but anyway, there was a bunch of them. There was
what's Salt and Pepper on it?
Not on that one, but it was headlined by Vanilla Ice.
Oh shit, Whip Van Winkle.
Yeah. And
did he just do Ice Ice Baby like 6 times?
He did a couple that nobody knew, and then of course he spent like a majority of his set just talking. Like he actually brought out somebody in a Ninja Turtle suit to do a
Ninja rap.
Yeah, and then and so like that was like the highlight of my night. Like I was like, all right.
So you was a Ninja Turtle fan?
Oh yeah.
Who was your guy?
I mean. I don't know. Like probably Michelangelo.
That was my dude.
Right.
I mean, Michael.
Sure,
that was my dude. That was my dude. Cowabunga always dropping jokes.
Well, he's like he's the comedian of the group.
Yeah. I always laugh when I see somebody there. I was the Ralph. I was like, no, you was the one that always left and got your ass whooped because Ralph always get upset, get his ass whooped, and then come back and have everybody help me, come help me. No one I never met anyone said Donatello was my favorite one. No one's ever said Donatello was. But now the generation we look at, there's a whole bunch of Donatello. There's a whole Corey Feldman, man, get your paper. He was the voice.
Yeah. I watched
he had a Ninja Turtle come out. Jesus Christ. That's funny because he probably had to do an hour. He don't have an hour worth of music.
Yeah, I don't think he did a full hour headline, but he did he did a longer set, but everybody else like again was only 2 songs.
Yeah, that was it.
So he and then but he did a longer one, and then I remember he played, it was like getting ready to rain. And
did they come here to St. Louis?
Yeah, and it was out there at the amphitheater, and it was getting you could tell it was getting close to about to open up and pour. Yeah. And he did Ice Ice Baby, and then you watched everybody just get up and go because that's all right. That's what I came for tonight.
That was it. That was it. Where we gonna go from here?
Everybody took off for it, got soaked.
Because that's not going to top Ninja Rap,
right? Yeah.
Or that will top Ninja Rap. You do that, no one's gonna stick around for Ninja Rap or what was it? Play that funky music, White Boy, or anything from the extreme.
Yeah.
Tell me the story when Suge hug you out the window. Then I would fucking stick around. Right. Tell me that story. Tell me that story.
He definitely tried to milk the nostalgia of it. Remember the 90s when we had VCRs or something, stuff like that. It was just
the conversation we had earlier.
Yeah, he just tried to drop as many references as he could.
Of course.
And so.
Basically, he was like, you remember when I was cool?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Who here watched, what was this movie? Cool as Ice.
Yeah.
No one. I remember I tried to rent that movie. The Blockbuster had one copy. And I think he dropped it off himself. He's like, if anybody read it, they can just have it. You know what I'm saying? So
I saw somebody was he just dropped this Zero and Get With the Hero.
Yep,
that was the line. That was the line, right?
That was the line. Which he heard from someone else that made it sound terrible.
Yeah.
You know when white people take phrases from us and then it just sounds terrible? I'm like, just stop. Just stop. Sound like every parent. You know what I'm saying? Every parent. Which I have to say, I've interviewed Ice and he's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool. I'll send you the video of the.
There you go.
Because there was a time I was working at LAX. And he was in line getting his. He was talking to people and this TSA agent, and every time this TSA agent, he's cool. He sings on the side. Everybody got side hustles, so he was always singing. And Vanilla Ice was walking up, and old boy started singing. And Vanilla Ice was like, "Yo, this motherfucker got some. He got some pipes. He can really sing." And Vanilla Ice just trying to look cool. I was like, "Right on, Vanilla Ice, go, be cool." He was going on the road for that concert.
All right.
He was just going on. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, because Coolio came to the airport too, got in trouble because he had a gun. He was still living in Gangsta's Paradise. I was like, Jesus Christ. Had the hair coming out, the hats and everything and stuff.
Yeah.
But his hair was like down, like he was sad. You know what I'm saying? His hair was coming down like, oh.
Well, I think when I saw him, he only had like two.
Yep,
like,
that was
like,
it. That's all he got now. You know, back in the day, he had hair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you pass 50, you can't be spiking your hair up. You know what I'm saying? His hair needs fucking Rogaine. Yeah, fucking Viagra. Get hairs on Cialis.
Yeah, that he I mean, I don't know. Like I just from interviews and watching like that reality show he did for a while and stuff.
He flipped the fuck out with the bat.
Well, I was like Vanilla Ice with like you know the building houses and stuff. All that he was doing, that show he was doing.
Okay, I thought it was like one of the first reality shows like on VH1 back in the day where they had him and like Bridget Nelson.
Oh yeah,
and, I think. Mini Me and the Brat and all of them were all there. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm mixing up a bunch of seasons together. Even Bret Michaels.
Sure.
Isn't that the guy with his name?
I'm sure he was there too.
I'm just throwing up Poison, just old rappers, old rockers.
Yeah, Bret Michaels does about every show.
He was like, hey, just call me. I think he calls VH1.
I'm free.
I'm pitching you some shows. I'm like, hey, it's gonna be me, Bonaducci or whatever that dude's name is. You know what I'm saying? I think I could get a couple other people, but
I do have a theory that Bret Michaels had his two middle fingers removed so he can just constantly throw in the rock horns. Like I've never seen him without it, but
yeah, that's a good theory.
Yeah,
it's kind of like with Marilyn Manson that he got his ribs removed so he could.
That's the story.
His own asshole or some shit like that.
Something like that.
The rumor was, you remember they said he was the kid from Wonder Years?
Oh yeah. That was a fun time when school, like when you could, people just said dumb shit and then it was like, oh yeah, okay, now it's all ruined from Google and stuff.
Yeah, like fucking let me think Santa Claus is real. Just let me have that, okay? I mean, Santa Claus, no one believing in anything. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, me, even as an adult, I'm still gullible. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gullible. Someone tells me something, they drop a couple facts, some dates, say it with an English accent. I probably would believe everything you say. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm like, I just want to believe.
Yeah,
I want to believe. I want to believe. You know, some people are just like, yeah, I'm just so cynical. There's no way.
Yeah,
Mythbusters. I'm like, man, you just had a shitty childhood.
Yeah.
Did you have? Are you an only child, or do you
I have a little brother? Yeah.
So you was fucking up shit for him?
I don't actually. I tried to make it easy for him.
Okay.
I tried to kind of pave the way a little bit.
Okay.
But he, didn't. He took his own path. But
okay.
So
what does he do?
He works. Actually, works for the highway. He does MoDOT stuff so. But yeah, he's always been more hands-on kind of construction and stuff like that, working on cars and things. That's what he's likes doing. So
I'm sorry I asked about that.
Oh yeah, nothing too fancy, but
he delivered his life from both.
Sure.
Got it. Hope he was there clearing the fucking snow and the ice.
Oh yeah,
putting some salt down for us.
Yep, keeping everybody keeping the roads safe, trying his best. But yeah, they but yeah. And
when did you stop believing in Santa Claus?
Oh shit, I don't know. I don't know if I really thought about that.
I think I believed in him for longer than I should have.
Oh, yeah.
I think I was there. I think it was like the same year I stopped trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, it was about tweenish. Tween. I'm about a tween.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about a tween. And I was the only child in the household where my family could still like fuck with me and like, oh, you hear them bells? Get your ass to sleep. Fucking Santa's gonna come, and I'm like, but I have a stepbrother. He didn't live with us because my father hated him, and I'm just kidding. But I'm sure if he was around, he probably would have told me like, nigga, there ain't no damn Santa Claus. I was like, okay, cool. But as I was like, he Santa's real. I heard him. There's a chatter. There's a ladder. So I would have been all about it. But no, I was, I can't remember. Yeah, like I said, I think about 12, 13 is when I stopped believing in Santa and trick-or-treating. I think I stopped all that shit. Like, you know what? Fuck the bunny. fuck Cupid. Fuck all them shits.
I'm a man now.
I'm a dope. Where's the pussy at? Where Give me some goddamn pussy. Where the blunts, nigga? I'm fucking the Chronic that came out. Yeah, I think the Chronic came out in '92. I was 12, and I was like, you know what? I need to go finger bang a chick. You know what I'm saying? Fuck Santa Claus. I fucking where the mistletoe? Put the mistletoe on his dick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
Too old to be doing fucking.
Yeah. So I don't. So I kind of talked about it before we clicked record, and but this is our first time really hanging. Like I've known of you through comedy for a little while.
Absolutely.
I've definitely seen you on stage, and like
I see that you have equipment. You're legit.
Yeah, right.
He was like, oh yeah, I do a podcast. I was like, this nigga just shows up to the comedy club saying that, hey, I'll have you on my show sometime.
That's
like,
my move,
just
man.
He's just this creepy ass dude that just shows up. Remember me?
Yeah. But I think this conversation started. I ran into you at Helium, performing with Steve Byrne that evening, and which was a ton of fun. Steve was super cool.
I saw you that prior too.
Yeah,
that was when I was in here a year before, or 2 years when I was here with Adam.
Yeah,
I think that's when I first met you. And I was like, then I saw you again with Steve.
Yeah, like I said,
he hit me up like, this motherfucker's persistent.
Right. Like I said, we've definitely known each other a while, like through this, which was fun, man. Steve, that night, I kind of got roasted for a little while. Steve picked on me for my buddy Pat bailed on me for the.
Oh yeah, because you're there by yourself.
Yeah, and I'm sitting like right in front, and he's just like, and of course I was just 6'4", 300-pound easy target, right?
Yeah.
So,
which it'd been different if you was like a chick. And then be like, she came by yourself. Then it'd be worse. It'd be like, oh well, we gotta take her backstage.
And then we
gotta do something to her.
Well, then he was like trying to and then at one point he like said something about like trying to set me up with Meredith, who was working the show also.
Yeah,
and,
we gotta get you laid, bro. You'll be by yourself. Swinging that dick by yourself. Dick don't need to be alone by itself. Let me, get you some COVID coochie.
Yeah, well, that's the second time he's got so I saw Steve like probably 8 years ago, or something like that. He was
here
in SIUE.
Okay,
and he
is that where you went to school?
No, but they.
You just go to random colleges?
Well, I saw online they were bringing Steve in.
This motherfucker's creepy. He's just going to random colleges. He's not a student.
I saw they were bringing Steve in, and I emailed him like, "Hey, is this open to public?" Or and they're like, "Yeah, it's open and it's a free show." And I'm like,
"What?" Made your student ID badge and everything.
Right. Well, I guess I don't need this. Like,
right, exactly.
It was like
I already enrolled in classes and everything.
It was some like family, whatever weekend kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was him and Derek Hughes was doing. He's a magician comedian, and he was more of the family friendly thing. And then Steve was coming out doing his set, and they were like warned everybody like, "Hey, the next part of the show is adults."
Yeah.
And if you have little ones, this is your cue to go.
Right. He's not gonna be blowing balloons.
Right.
He's not gonna be blowing dogs and all right, here we go.
And he. So anyway, he says some joke, and of course everybody like grabbed the kids' hands and walk out the door.
Oh, they wanted to see how.
Some people stuck around, and then
see how my kid could take this. And Steve was like, "All right," he tried to drop one F-bomb.
Right. And then, but anyway, and then later in the evening, he does like a bit that he was doing at the time, like where it was like.
And mind you, Steve is not a dirty comic.
No, but you could tell he was watching him like that. He was like trying not to. He offend anybody, but then he got to the point where it's like, you know what, I got to do my show.
There's the line.
Yeah,
I'm over here now.
They were all warned.
Yeah,
and
I said, we said, hey, yo, this, you get the parental advisory. That was the verbal parental advisory. And some people like, oh, I could buy that CD for my kid. They realize like, just pop that pussy. Like, oh, you got to get this out of here. You banned in the USA or SIUE.
Yeah. He pulls me. He comes out in the audience, and he's like putting together a boy band for his sausage party. Was the name of the boy band, and he comes over and he gets close enough to us, and I'm like, I know he's either picking me or my buddy Will. Will's decked out in like this white collared button down shirt and
he's
like
definitely in the fucking boy band.
and a white ball cap. And
He's Justin Timberlake.
And I'm like, yeah, this guy looks like he's in the boy band.
Yeah.
But he goes, you, and he's like, and he, of course, like, I was like, I look like I do, and he's like, so he picks me and he's pulling me up there, and he says something like, this like feels like I'm pulling a Macy Day float or something like that, like, just making fun of my giant head and everything, and so, but I just so I got to share that story with him backstage this last time we came to town. I said, man, that's the second time I got picked on in the crowd. But
well, now you're part of the act.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
now you're part of the act. Now he owes you when you come into town, you're like, all right, you want me to be you're the plant,
right? Now we got to go on the road.
You're the plant now. I'm on the road.
But he grabbed my phone. He goes, let me see your phone, and he said, start talking about what do you think of the show, and he's like, films me, and then he took my phone, and then he goes, hey Pat, you didn't come out to the show tonight, and like, made a video directly for my buddy, and like it was just like, so it was so good, and it was so super cool of him to take a moment to do that. And
so when you told him that happened, he remembered it.
I don't know. He
don't that suck a little bit? You probably told him all the details. Right. It was like you probably had dates. I was wearing this. I had the sneakers on. I remember it was raining. He was like, they were like, I don't know. I
mean, he probably blocked that out of his memory.
Yeah. But even if it was great and fun, I mean, it's and that's how people end up getting killed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why That's how stars get murdered. They don't remember their fans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stan. They go back to Eminem full circle. Stan, go back.
Boom.
I'll put you in the trunk. Remember me? Andre 3000 said it. You remember me from school? No, not really, but it kept smiling like a clown, facial expression looking silly. I'm like, all right, Andre, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And even if they don't remember, just say yes.
Yeah, sure.
Just say it, because that'll make their world. You know what I'm saying? If you don't say, I don't know, because then I'm the asshole just trying to keep throwing out names and facts, and you don't remember. I'm like, man, fuck you, Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? I love Friday. You know what I'm saying? But just say yes. Just say yes. Yeah, Steve's great.
Yeah, man. And that was
who else have you seen at the Helium that you?
Everybody. I go through a lot of I don't. It was a good chunk. Obviously, I didn't go there when things got weird, but as when it opened up, I went there
when it was weird.
Yeah.
I went there. It was weird. Like,
I did
back from LA. I went there when they weren't selling food.
Yeah.
They weren't selling alcohol, and they were letting people know that, and people were still showing up.
Yeah.
Which is like, you realize these people are there for a good time. They're really there for, if they know they're not gonna get fucked up or have any food, they're really there to laugh. And if you make them laugh, they're clones stone sober and everything, and they're really there to have a good time. So give a good show.
Yeah.
So it was weird. People with masks on. They still got masks on now, but at least they're drinking and eating, and it's somewhat normal.
I saw Brian Regan a while back when he was working on his new hour, which just came out on Netflix.
What'd you think of it?
In the club, it killed, man. It was I laughed so hard, and he's one of my favorites forever.
Now we're talking about someone's clean.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's going after Tim Allen money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's going after that guy's buddy.
Speaking of him, like I heard him on Nerdist years ago, and he Hardwick did a thing like where he took his classic Pop-Tart joke about microwaving a Pop-Tart, and he's like told him, and he just had him put a bunch of curse words in it or something like that. I don't know like exactly how he presented to him, but Brian did it with a bunch of fuck, motherfucker, whatever, all this, and I made me laugh so hard just because like you never hear him say those words.
Oh
and,
no, of course not.
And but that's what
it's kind of like because Seinfeld has a Pop-Tart joke too.
Yeah,
I think all the clean guys are like, what breakfast cereal?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what clean comedy is like. There's something about styrofoam. Yeah. There's something about cups. Like what is the deal with airplane food? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why Jim Gaffigan has like 900 Pop-Tart jokes. Hot Pocket jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people are like, you know what? Let me just talk. And he likes food.
Yeah. It's all food. Yeah.
It's all food. And people can relate. Yeah. People can relate to eating the Hot Pockets. I haven't had a Hot Pocket in a while.
Right.
You?
No.
I think I stopped eating Hot Pockets when I became a person. Yeah. When I became an adult, I'm like, I'm not eating. The closest to, I do fucking pizza rolls.
Yeah.
You do pizza rolls?
Every now and then.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been a while still, but.
They're in the house, right?
Yeah, sure. Probably not. No.
Okay.
I've been trying to do better.
All right.
I've been trying.
What's trying?
Just
Tell me what trying is.
I mean, I still eat a lot of junk, but
what's junk though?
just ice cream and
Ass.
snacks.
You eat ass?
And
Ass really is low in carbs.
right.
You know, it's really it's low in carbs, high in protein. You know, it's high in protein. It's a good. I don't know the macros breakdown, but I heard eating ass is good for you want to build your muscle and doing so. It's pussy that will make you fat. It's just eating pussy. But what about Are you what are you watching? Are you like no junk food, like no fast food? Like what do you? What's your?
We've been doing we do this Hello Fresh meal.
We as in you and your
me and my
girl?
wife.
Okay.
Yeah. And so like just helps us. Like obviously it's not like super healthy food necessarily, but it's just like definitely helps keep us cooking at home. And
Now, when you say us, was this your idea to do this, or was it hers? Because as a married man, you're not supposed to say shit, right?
Yeah.
We're not supposed to. There's no weed guy get on diet. You'd be like, honey, I want to be a better person. I am going to get on a diet, and they want to join.
Sure.
Cool, but I think is that how it went, or
I don't know
because you can't, hey bitch, you're getting too big. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we need to fucking,
Yeah, I don't think I don't know exactly who started it, but even that, like, it's not like I said, this is not like a health food necessarily. That is just, but it helps us also with our budget. Just like because it's 3 meals that we cook at home, especially when during coronavirus stuff.
Yeah.
Like when it helped out a lot to where we
cut down the people touching my food.
Yeah,
everyone wanted to be like, at Pizza Hut, we will never touch your food again. I'm like, why the fuck was you fingering my food in the first place? Like, no, I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, that's good. That's the best way to, man, it's actually cook your own fucking food.
You're right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cook your own food.
We cooked a lot, but it was it was just nice because this offers us a lot of variety, different stuff. Gets me out of just making the same 5 things all the time.
Or keep ordering emos.
Yeah,
'cause that's how it was at first. I was like, well, I'm going back to St. Louis. I'm eating emos.
There you go.
Get some steak, and Steak and Shake has fell the fuck off.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And Culver's like cornered the market. You know what I'm saying? They came through. Freddy's, they was like, I got this. I got the. I mean, you in Winsboro, you see all them. I mean, like, it's like Bloods and Crips. They took over. They fucking wiped Steak and Shake out. Steak and Shake used to be my joint.
Oh yeah, like every weekend we'd hang out there and like because they were the only thing open at night.
Yeah, there was like, all right, we're not White Castles because we can have people inside. White Castles like keep your motherfuckers outside. The line's gonna be wrapped around the whole fucking block, and we're gonna have these like nickel sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? You drop a nickel and get a cheeseburger. Do you still eat White Castles?
Yeah, I used to work at Broadway Oyster Bar.
Okay.
And there's a White Castle right next door, so I'd sit there smelling it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I guess I got to go to White Castle.
That'll do it. Have you ate Crystals?
No,
the equivalent to White Castle that's in Florida? Because that's what it is.
Right.
And I didn't know that with living in LA that Hardee's is Big Carl's. Carl's Jr. Yeah. I didn't know that until I was like, wait, this sign. So I'm like, yo, this is like the McDowell's. I'm like, why is this exactly just like how Hardee's is? They're like, oh, because it's exactly the fucking same. I was like, I get it. Yeah, I've been cooking my meals too. I did like the transformation, man. I dropped like 30 pounds and shit. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely get the whole trying to eat healthy and get better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you just gotta just watch what you eat because working out and being active, that's never been a thing. Like not with me because I did like a marathon before I moved to LA. I did a marathon right here in St. Louis. And then you talk to a couple other health people in LA. They're like, "Oh, you need to do the LA marathon. You need to do the LA marathon." And I was like, "Oh, I'll do it. You be social, see other people and shit." Nigga, that shit costs $100-something. I was like, to run?
Right?
You gonna charge me? But it goes to charity. Like, fuck that shit. I can just donate online and run this whole block for free.
You get a T-shirt. Yeah.
$100 T-shirt, huh?
Yeah.
Nah, it's okay. It's okay. I'd rather make my own T-shirt.
Right.
Jesus Christ, what is it? A Kanye West T-shirt? Yeah. What kind of shirt is it? Like, is it a Yeezus shirt? Like, no, all right, nope.
Yep.
What kind of working out you do? Do you do workout?
No, not really. yeah. I mean, I probably need to do way more than I. But I mean, I'm very active with like work, but like
That's it.
Yeah, I don't.
That's it.
But
Just
it's
change
not,
up your work. You see me with
Yeah,
this fucking gallon
sure.
of water. I'm constantly pissing like an old person. You know, it's a problem, man.
Yeah.
I take it everywhere.
I've gone
I go.
twice since this interview, man.
Hey, right. I've been doing exactly. I've been, and I gotta take it everywhere I go. You know, because if I don't take it with me, I'm not going to drink it,
Right.
and like then I'm just that guy that shows around with a gallon of water, like. What is this guy doing with a gallon of water? And you have to take, like, when it gets hot, like outside, you got to take it with you because you leave it in the car, it turns into bath water. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not good.
All right.
You know?
Yeah.
I might as well wash my car with this water. I'm not going to drink this. This shit is past room temperature. It's outside temperature.
Well, you so you started. Did you start comedy here in St. Louis though?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because like I said, when I got to know you, you were and I'm pretty active in our comedy scene. I was, you know, especially getting to know a lot of them through the podcast and things. But getting to watch Nikki Glazier and Tommy John again and all these great.
Those are the people I started off with. Those are the people I started up when I first started doing comedy. I would have to follow Nikki and Tommy John again and Greg Warren.
There you go.
At the Funny Bone right after on Tuesdays. And the Funny Bone and the open mics out here is so much. I ain't gonna say it's so much better, but as someone that's first starting and they don't know their voice, they don't know what they're doing, this is the perfect place to start because 1, you got a crowd. 2, you got like 5 minutes to work it. And 3, you're going to be going behind someone like a Nikki or in front of someone like a Greg. So you can be like, all right, this is how it's supposed to go. You're blended in with good seasoned comics. So you can see how your act is supposed to go, testing in front of a crowd. And you got time to be like, all right, because in LA, 1, there's a lot of paid spots. You got to pay to get up. And there's other comics that just ready to go up, so they're not even fucking paying attention to you. You at some coffee shop. You're performing jokes at the Coffee Bean, and no one's paying attention. So, yeah, it's kind of hard. But I guess it's definitely a different type of vibe because if no one's paying attention to you, you can almost be like, man, I should be just doing this shit at home. Whereas you can also do it because you get the camaraderie and meeting a couple other comics. But for me, I was like, I did comedy here for about 2 years before I moved to LA.
Right.
So I was doing shows at the Funny Bone, the House of Comedy when it was here, and Comedy Forum. Do you remember Comedy Forum?
No, I never. I mean, I do remember it, but I never went.
Okay, yeah.
I was always a Funny Bone.
Al Canal, that was like. Me as a comic, I was like, I just need to get up everywhere it was, but it wasn't the best club. You know what I'm saying?
I worked. I was telling you, I worked nights, evenings, Monday through Friday. So like, and then they always had those like Kilo Diabetes Foundation passes or whatever. So I started like going like every Sunday because I didn't have to work until 2:30 Monday. So I was like Sunday night was a good my Saturday night kind of thing. Go out and I'd hit the Funny Bone and catch all the headliners. So that's where I got to start meeting so many of the guys that, of course, now a lot of them are, superstars and stuff. But I got to know them on their way up and stuff. But
yeah, which is always good, and that's kind of like, that's helped me because I've known Nikki for a long time before she got even, where she's at right now. And same thing for John again. And even other people that's not even like, what I want to say, universally known. You know what I'm saying? They're still like quote unquote underground known, but and that's just the thing about it. Like a lot of people don't understand just because you're not on Netflix doesn't mean you don't have a career.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Just like how we was talking about artists and musicians, just because not MTV or they're not on TikTok or they're not a biggest SoundCloud, they're still fine.
Yeah.
And I think that's rather the best way to do it because those people that do know about you, they love you. Whereas there's a lot of people that know about Vanilla Ice that hate them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that if you get that famous, a lot of people are like, oh, well, I could really just, and you probably want to have a sustainable career.
Right.
And when you get, I guess there's a word where you get too big, whereas you're not putting that much content out or you're not even controlling your content, then you're more famous than rich. You know what I'm saying? And that's a terrible, you know what I'm saying? That's a terrible position to be. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Pusha T. Pusha T before the Clips. You remember back when he was the Clips?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Clips was to a grinding.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that was the thing about, the vibe I really liked about the Funny Bone is that, you got a spot where you can really work on your craft. Where you can work on your craft and you got some good people that's teaching you, and some people will give you some ideas for bits, you know what I'm saying? And you got a good crowd, you know, sometimes you got the terrible crowd and you got an easy crowd, but there's a mic, there's a show, and they're open to letting comics, you know, come out and hang out. That's kind of like the same vibe I had when I was working at the Improv on in Hollywood, is that they have like some spots, some areas, you know, I haven't done it in New York, but I would imagine it's the same kind of vibe, is that there's some pockets where you got some good people. They're like, all right, this person's trying. I can see and I can help them out. You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, here's what, because people don't really give people tags anymore. Like some people are like, oh, this guy got a bit. Fuck that nigga. I'm gonna take his bit. I'm gonna make his shit better. You know what I'm saying? Whereas people will bite, and people still do that shit to this day. You know what I'm saying? People still will plagiarize people's fucking jokes.
Yeah,
which is crazy because I'm like, it's going to come out eventually, and then you don't get Carlos Mencin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then Joe Rogan's going to call you out at the funny, you know. So.
I'm definitely, you know, being a fan of comedy. I'd catch somebody, you know, featuring or whatever. Usually not the headliner, but somebody that's just kind of starting to figure it out. But they would, you know, they would say something, and I'm like, you know, you definitely pick up on anybody, like, whatever, and it comes out a lot as people are. Right. You can tell
all those bits. Yeah. That dude's dead. Right. Give him his rose. You took his fucking joke. You know, yeah.
But if you're a fan of comedy, you watch the greats and you learned. But there's sometimes where you get to, you know, you're doing it too close.
Yeah.
And you become like you're just doing their act. And
absolutely,
stuff.
Absolutely. That's why a lot of people like some people they'll get found out. And then you're like, oh, you know, somebody, even some, like, I've seen it plenty of times in LA, like, someone will corner another comic, like, after a mic or so, they'll be like, you know, that's such and such's bit. Mm-hmm. They'll be like, oh, really? And they'll be like, oh, okay, I won't do it. Or some people are like, well, fuck it, I don't care. How big are they? Have they done it on the show? I'm like, no. I'm like, all right, well, then they act like it's a race to whoever gets famous. I'm like, it's not that, and that's why I love comedy so much. It's like almost the same vibe as hip hop. And probably all music across the board is like when you got someone that has a song that's very similar to somebody else's, it's I mean, I guess when it gets to a corporate level, it's like who copyrighted it first, or who copyrighted it first, or whoever owns the rights to it first. But whereas with, you know, on an artist level, who conceived the idea first? Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, everyone talks about weed on stage, but who has a specific, you know what I'm saying, this is a specific bit. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, even now where I'm at right now with writing jokes, I try to make something so specific to my life,
right?
Whereas it's almost untraceable. You know what I'm saying? There was a dude at LA that he was claiming he was Eddie Murphy's kid.
Oh, yeah.
And he even looked like Eddie, and he would do Eddie's whole act. And people were like, I fucking hate this guy. I fucking hate this guy. Even if, all right, let's say Michael Jordan had a kid. Well, he does. But if Michael Jordan, and he wants to play and look just like Michael Jordan, there's no way you're going to be able to play like your dad. There's no way. You could be good. You can even be great. But you got to make your own lane. And he would go, he did the laugh. He would do the laugh, Shane. He would just do the laugh like this is everybody wanted to fuck him up. I'm like, bro, you need to get out of here. I'm going to show you the back door that all the, you know, superstars go through. This is fucking terrible. We got to get you out of here before someone murders you.
That's the thing too. Like, why of all career paths, even if he was Eddie's son, like, why would you want to do that? Like, why would you want to try to be compared to one of the greats? You know, it's
absolutely. If my pop is a good man, I'm just not even trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? If I could be a shitty person, I'm like, I'm making my own way. You know what I'm saying? You know, my father murdered people in Vietnam. I'm just trying to make people laugh. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do the opposite. I mean, even Dave Chappelle talked about one of his sons tried comedy just because they wanted to try it. Mm-hmm. And he said he was actually good at it, but he didn't pursue it. I'm like, yeah, because your dad's fucking Dave Chappelle. What's someone to do? Because if you get good and then someone finds out that you're Chappelle's kid, you're like, kind of like Creed. Mm-hmm. You know, like the movie Creed. Did you see the movie Creeds?
Yeah, I won. I haven't watched. I don't think I watched 2.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
there's only 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? That's it. This is pretty much it. But you know, when he first started off, he wanted a box. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't want nobody to know that he was Creed's son, which is understandable because you want to come up. You know, you don't want to get your ass kissed the whole fucking time, but you also I think going through what you're supposed to go through is what's going to make you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're going to go through, because there's been plenty of times that I've seen, at the mic, some cute girl will be like, hey, how do I get on the show? And I'm like, sign up. Sign up, wait, open mic, how can I skip this? And I'm like, you got to go in line. And I'm like, she's like, can I just suck some dick? I'm like, well, you still got to get in line. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no jumping the line. You know what I'm saying? You have to suck dick and stay in line. Now you're just losing. I'm just being an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still have to stay in line. You still have to stay in line. And that was another thing. Like the mics in L.A., like the Laugh Factory, you have to wait. I don't know if you heard about it or knew about it, but you would have to wait. You would have to, like, the mic's on Tuesday, right? So the order to get on that Tuesday, you have to have been there the week before and waited for about 6 hours for them to open the door. So the line starts lining up. I mean, anybody can line up, but the show door doesn't open till 7. So you got people, like, I've even did it once. I've seen people take lunches and wait in line from probably noon till 7 p.m.
Jeez.
Just for the door to open so they can try to get a spot for the next following week. And a lot of things can happen in a week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of things can happen in a week. So people will wait in line. You would see there's just line of like 8, 9, 10 poor souls trying to show Jamie Masada that they're funny. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes Jamie won't even watch your set. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta really want it. And I think that's the really thing about it with anything, because whatever fuck shit they want you to go through, you have to go through if that's what you really want to do.
Sure. And
you realize you don't really want to do it when you be like, oh man, that's too hard. Well, maybe you didn't want to do it.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely got to put in the work. Yeah, man. You you do have a show here in St. Louis.
I do.
Mentioning Funny Bone and stuff.
I'm at the Funny Bone next Wednesday, the 24th. But Max Pryce will be there. Max Pryce will be there. I appreciate that. Got Schaffer and Nathan
Orton. Yep.
I don't know none of these people.
Yeah.
I don't even know myself. I don't know who any of these people are. No, it's going to be a great lineup. All these guys are great. He's great. I don't know Scott, but I'm sure he's going to be great because Max don't fuck with lanes. So,
but yeah, it's Max has been doing this St. Louis showcase for a while there. So he's bringing every once a month, bringing a lot of greats in. So it's he's been doing really well for himself. So I know he took a break with everything, but he's back, and so
they had to cancel a couple of them because of COVID, and and then it was snowing, and so he had to push it back. So he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get you on there." And I'm like, "All right, that's whatever. I won't hold my breath."
But you can get in free if you just say Max Pryce at the box office. You can come up to the show for
not Max Pierce.
Yeah, no.
If you say Max Pierce or Max Power, you won't get in. You say Max Pryce,
right?
And tell him Mike sent you.
There you go.
And also, I'll be at the Helium. The 22nd, April 22nd through the 24th with Russell Peters, and
very cool.
Yeah.
That's why I mean I'm a fan of both, but like it's both clubs. But I do like
got to.
But as Brian Regan, Joe Coy, I saw over there. Like Helium's definitely been bringing in some. I mean, Russell Peters, of course, like Tours the World and everything.
I was there with D.L. Hughley, you know what I'm saying? And fucking, I mean, Steve was just there.
It's cool to see these guys,
Sam Tripoli. And it's cool because I've known all these guys from meeting them in L.A.
Sure.
And it's great to see, like, because I never thought any of these, like, interactions, like, even when I met you, I never thought, maybe because I never really have a hidden agenda when I meet somebody. I just generally like, hey, we're cool. We're going to hit it off. And then, in due time, they may have a job for me, or I might have a job for them. I'm like, oh, naturally, I asked Shane to do it, or Mike's one of blah blah blah, Brad or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like, oh, I just so happened to be back in St. Louis where they're touring, and they know me from, and I'm back home.
Sure.
They're like, hey, you want to do some time? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to do some time. You know what I'm saying? You want to get paid? Damn right, I want to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know, and you just gotta be a good person.
Yeah, man, for sure.
No hidden agendas. No hidden agendas, and just be a good person, and good shit will come to you.
But I love the opportunity to see some of these guys in a small club like that, like like Regan does, theaters and arenas and everything else, and seeing them in a small club with 100
Yeah.
people, like
It's more intimate.
Yeah, it's such a cool experience.
It's more intimate, and it feels like it's more personal, and you don't have to be as big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can just be chill and be like, oh, I really get to really see them. And you kind of get to see them kind of work their act out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's different watching them work the act out as compared to seeing it polished on any kind of special.
Sure.
You're like, oh, this is how it's done. Whereas I always like watching bands like tune up. You know what I'm saying? You know, the rehearsal, or, you know what I'm saying, the sound check. I'm like, oh, they're just, that's the cool part. They fuck around, the unplugged, the jam sets unplugged. They don't know unplugged no more. You know what I'm saying? They just, I like those sessions because you have to see like the chemistry, like, all right, this is going to be fun, whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, if something's polished, it's kind of like, all right, everyone got their best dress shoes on. They're not going to be stuttering. Everything's going to be perfect. So,
Yeah, we've talked music a lot, and I remember us following you, and you posted a little throwback a while ago about they used to rap.
oh,
You
yeah,
had a-
KRT, Nights at the Round Table.
Yeah.
That was my little group. We was some rappers. We was some rappers. We had did some shit over here in out here in St. Louis. You know, it was the wave, man. It was the wave. It was like, all right, we see Nelly's popping, Eminem's popping. I was like, we're not popping. You know what I'm saying? They were like, oh, we can do it. I'm like, no, we can't do it.
Yeah.
Then everyone went and decided to have kids, and I was like, well, I still want to fucking perform, so I should start to do comedy after that because I still had the passion to perform.
Sure.
And like, I would always quote unquote be the battle rapper in the group. So
Okay.
I was like always doing punchlines. So I was like, oh, this is the same thing as comedy, just no beat and no one's on stage. So I was like, oh, this is very similar. So that's why I've always I was able to transition to something different, and it's something that I love, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was fun, man. We had a couple songs on the first album. There was very sexually suggestive songs. So I had hit up this porn company. And I asked them, I was like, hey, we got some music. We would like to have your artist fuck to them. So they were like, all right, cool. So we actually did a 7-movie deal with this porn company, and they named the whole series after our song Freak Nasty. Yeah. True story. You can see Freak Nasty. It's always crazy. You can hear when you hear your boy rapping and someone's getting railed. They're like, yeah, that's my boy. That's the song I was recording in my mama's basement. You know what I'm saying? And someone's getting titty fucked to it. It's
There
great.
you go.
Yeah, Freak Nasty, KRT, that's the round table. It was cool. And it's funny that years later, I moved to LA and I meet some of the actors that was banging. I was like, yeah, man, I was part of KRT. He's like, oh, word, I remember that's the song I was banging. I was like, yeah. So yeah. It was cool. Yeah, we Slackers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we made them a jingle. We said, meet me up at Slackers for games of CD. Yeah, we did a single for them. They actually got an Addy Award because they had we didn't know what an Addy Award was. I guess you get awards for like songs and jingles, so we won awards for that. So when Snoop Dogg came to town, we opened up for Snoop Dogg, and yeah, it was some fun shit. We did some really cool fun shit. It's just that, you know, like back to like figuring out and like how much you really want to do some shit. And the more thing about that's the reason why I still don't do music is because I had so much fun doing the music with the people I'm doing it with. Mm-hmm. I didn't have that much fun doing it by myself. Kind of like sex, you know what I'm saying? It's like this is I need a partner. You know what I'm saying? This is not as fun. So, you know, I guess I wasn't as passionate as doing it by myself, but I did do stuff by myself. But it was even funner. But working with the guys I worked with, which I'm still cool with, you know, and everybody, you know, finds their own path and want to do other things. So, but
do you think there will be a reunion or anything?
Fuck no. What is this? I'd rather see Two Live Crew pop that pussy. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, don't want to see no old rappers they don't know.
All right. I don't know.
We would be on the Two Live Crew. We'll be on the We'll be on the concert you was talking about, the throwback that no one knew.
Right.
We would have no song. We would just be doing the Addy Awards song. Like maybe it was like, oh, I know that commercial, and that'll be it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like even if it's just for, you know, you guys, but I mean, I'm sure there was people that would, the fans and your friends and everything else. That, like,
I think my friends, they're waiting for me to get a bigger comedy career. To be like, hey, why don't you do that? Why don't we do a reunion, man? I'm like, all right. Yeah. Then I'll be doing it for them, and then we'll be doing it for, because like I said, I had fun working with them. So it'll be, you know, I'm like, cool.
But people love that stuff. I mean, obviously you look at any of these TV shows and movies, and I mean, like, especially during coronavirus stuff. Like, there was I got into it with, but that Josh Gad was doing a YouTube series where he was getting like all these cast back together and stuff, and talking about Wayne's World and whatever. You know, it was just Karate Kid and things like a bunch of classic kind of things like that. And
did you like Cobra Kai?
Yeah, I like Cobra Kai. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I was another one of those, like, I got behind a couple seasons, but people started talking about it. I remember when it first hit YouTube.
Yeah, that's when I was on it. Yeah. When it was first on YouTube, I had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to steal it. And I was watching it, and like for the longest, I was already 2 seasons before the rest of the world. It was like when the world found out about Tiger King, I was like, oh, now it's ruined. Now everybody, it's like when shit, like I said, back to, I like doing shit when it's not popular.
Right.
Like if I catch something before it gets popular, I'm happy. But when the world catches up to it, I'm like, oh man, this is corny. This is old. That's just 2016. 2008, you late. You know what I'm saying? But no, and then I had to wait another fucking 3 years for the third season to come out. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Did the nigga die? What happened to him? They kicked that boy. So yeah,
it was fun.
It was definitely fun.
Yeah, it was like, I like. Obviously, you could tell they were fans. You know, they tons of Easter eggs throughout the whole. You know, little callbacks and all that kind of stuff. So
it brought pretty much everyone back.
Yeah, right.
Everyone that was pretty much in there, but fucking Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah,
I think everybody was in there. Everyone, just about.
Yep. So, but yeah, man. But people love a good reunion story like that.
That's true. Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll get there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll revisit it, or I just get a while here and be like, I want to start rapping again.
Yeah.
And then we'll see.
Have you ever tried to like incorporate them, mashing the two together at all, like on stage? Have you tried to?
The closest I've done is talk about it.
Yeah.
Like I have a couple bits talking about my rapping days.
Sure.
So I that'd be the most. And then I would like, oh, this is crazy. So like during the time when we was rapping, of course, you have to have beef. You have to have a beef. You have to get into it with somebody. So we got into it with these fuckboys, this fuckboy rap group. So they had to end with the pageant, right? You know, the pageant. And they would always have other local rappers come perform at the pageant. And we were supposed to be cool with them. Like, we've had them on songs. We done shows together. They get the pageant. It was like, yo, let us get a spot on the pageant. And they were like, all right. And then something will happen. And all right, something will happen. And then they stopped fucking, all right, well, fuck it. You guys don't want us to perform at the pageant, whatever problem. And we used to have stickers, like we put stickers up. We started finding out these motherfuckers was taking stickers off the wall. And ripping us. I was like, man, bad form. That's bad sportsmanship. Yeah. So we was like, fuck it. We start going in. Yo, Shane, we had like diss tracks on these cats. We made a DVD of fucking diss songs on these fucking fuckboys. We was talking shit on them so hard. They was calling the cops on us, and we had guns, and they was like having us watch us. We was doing in stores with like 97.5, the Wave, and all these radio stations were coming to fill in our in stores when we were selling our albums. They had cops come watch us. They was like the real hip hop cops, like back early 2000s, and it was crazy. So we never got to perform at the pageant. Fast forward 7 years later, I'm performing on the stage at the pageant with Adam Ray and Adam Devine.
There you go.
And then I'm like, and I do the bit talking about rapping and how I'm not able to perform. So
I was at that show too.
Was you?
Yeah. Yep, that was a good one.
You creepy boy. You in the streets.
Well, Adam's become a good buddy, so I anytime he comes, Adam Ray,
yeah.
And so anytime
Adam's
he comes,
a great guy.
Anytime he comes,
are you watching
town,
him on the Rock Show?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great Vince McMahon, right?
Oh yeah. I was little curious how it was going to work out. Like just when I found out that he was playing Vince McMahon, so I was just like, man, that's. I knew he was going to be involved. I just didn't know where and how.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't put it out there. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't let the world know.
But then whenever I found out, I was like, man, that's interesting. So it
worked out great because I thought Adam was going to go crazy because you know how they shot it in Australia and he was in his hotel room. We had to quarantine in his hotel room for like 38 days by himself in the hotel just going crazy, just dropping videos of like, Adam's going crazy. You got to let him out. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, fast forward years later, I got to perform on that stage. So it's not like, motherfuckers can't keep us down, Shane. They try to keep us down. So it was cool. Like life goes full circle. So they didn't stop shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's cool. Man.
That's crazy you was at that show.
Yeah.
You know what's a funny thing about that show in particular? That's probably one of the bigger shows I've done.
I'm also a giant Workaholics fan, so that's...
Oh, okay, that helps.
So, yeah.
Oh, so you was there for Adam and Adam.
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
and you just happened to get my punk ass. Yeah. Awesome. It was great. I had a good time. But it was funny because like the show was like we were supposed to start at like 7. And then they were like, yeah, there's only... They were like, they told Adam, like, hey, there's only 800 people. And he's like, all right, let's wait. And I'm like, wait for what? It showed up, another 200 people showed up, so it was like 1,000 people. I was like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm already geeked that, you know, they got free food and fucking alcohol and booze. And I'm at the pageant. I'm like, I'm performing on the pageant.
Sure.
Fuck them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So, and the set went well. And I was like, oh, this is fun.
I didn't, obviously, I never got to perform there or anything like that or get the free food part of it. Mm-hmm. But I did get to do an interview backstage with Kevin Gagnapane, who does the El Monstero shows.
Dope.
And I got to hang out like in their production office there. And
that's a win.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, this is like, I'm like, I never imagined I'd be backstage here at the pageant.
That's a fucking win, bro. Good on you.
So
hell yeah.
Super cool.
That night?
Yeah. Well, not.
But yeah.
The night before they went on stage for the show. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Word. That's dope.
So.
See, I mean, that just like if the universe wants you to have it, you'll have it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is get in line.
Yeah.
Just get in line. And like Jamie Foxx said, those that don't make it are the ones that quit.
Yeah, man.
So don't quit. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, if you want to be the best crack dealer, just don't quit. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be the best dick, so anything you want to do, be the best at, just do it and don't fucking quit. Best TikToker, whatever it is, just don't quit.
Keep dreaming, you dreamers.
Yeah, just keep on. Yeah, keep on. Whatever it is that you want to do, just keep at it. You know what I'm saying? And be the best at it as you can and keep pushing the pin.
Yeah, man.
Keep working.
Yep. But yeah, man. Well, very cool, man. This has been a ton of fun getting to hang and
yeah, this was go. We can keep going.
Yeah,
but we can do it some other time.
Yeah,
we can wrap it up.
But I appreciate you doing this, man.
Appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. I'm glad you found a place to park and stuff. And
right,
it's dope. We got to definitely come through again. We'll eat some emos and cheat on our diets and talk more shit. And
so that's your when you are in town. That emos is your
it's kind of my go-to. But you know what? I've gotten used to it. Now I'm starting to need a new vice.
All right.
I might need a new vice. You got anything?
Oh, I mean, I'm sure I can.
What you little go to? Like when you go like, all right, honey, I'm done. I'm tired of fucking eating clean in your ass. Give me something else to eat.
Well, again, I worked at Oyster Bar. That's my go-to. Like if I get a night out and I can go down there and I can get some of the voodoo shrimp or something. Ooh. You know, like I mean, just like that sounds good. That's so good down there, man. That's all kinds of delicious Cajun and Creole cooking and stuff. But
wait, you said what oyster?
Broadway Oyster Bar.
Broadway Oyster. Because at first I thought you said Blue Oyster.
Oh, yeah.
And you remember Police Academy?
People like I don't like
the Gay Club, which I don't know. I have to go back and watch. Like, could they do Police Academy again?
Probably not. Mm-mm. No. Anything that was funny in the 90s is probably not.
Yep. Young David Spade.
Yeah. But anyway, that's my if I get a night out and I can go down there, like that's so good down there.
I got hip to Sugar Fire.
Yeah, Sugar Fire is
and there's one right here, this spot right here, Heavy Smoke.
Yeah.
I fuck with Heavy Smoke. I just like, I don't know why, but I'm such a late bloomer. I just got on brisket.
Okay.
I just started eating brisket probably about a year ago. Maybe just about a year ago, and brisket is fucking fire. Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, I've been eating brisket, but Heavy Smoke, Sugar Fire. Do you eat any vegan shit?
No, I mean not. I don't like.
I was gonna say you're a big vegan.
I don't necessarily.
Look like you've eaten a vegan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, Sweet Art is one.
Okay.
I'm gonna try out. It's over there on the south side.
Yeah.
I think you know my guy So and so.
Yeah.
From West Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna drive all the way to the south side just to eat a fucking vegan sandwich. So I'm gonna go visit him while I'm there. You know, so I thought about like maybe I should go out there. I'm like, he's going to the West Coast.
Sure.
But I'm fine. Yeah. There's a couple. You fuck with Mexican?
Yeah.
Is there a good Mexican spot out here besides Taco Bell? I'm not doing Taco Bell, which don't count.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
El
know.
Mexican, and
There's a spot, Chimmy's by me that I just like the people that work there. They're all real, like, super cool to us. Me and my brother.
Authentic Mexicans?
Yeah. Me and my brother go.
There's Mexicans in Winsville?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It's diverse now.
Yeah.
I like it.
But me and my brother go up there and, like, have a good, get a couple of pictures of, margaritas and going and stuff. And
no Coronas?
So, no.
They gave the Coronas away. Like, no cervezas.
Right.
No.
But no, there's a lot of good stuff here, man. There's all sorts of, and that's kind of why I like, why I stay here, and why I love St. Louis. Like, there are so many of these little pockets around the city where everybody does their thing, like whatever, all sorts of different culture coming through, and it's all just like a giant blender here. And
it's a crock pot. That's why I love the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? We never have too much of one thing. You know what I'm saying? Which is always good. It's like a melting pot of stuff. There was a spot I tried out here, King Crab. I think there's one in Delmar too, but there's one right over here on Zumbel. It was pretty good. Yeah. It's just a gang of fucking butter. If you like butter, that's the spot to go to. You don't give a fuck about the cholesterol, go there. King Crab.
They've been
drench your shit in butter.
Big fan of Paula Deen, I guess, huh?
Well, yeah. I guess so. I'm not.
Yeah.
She's a fan of me, I guess.
Yeah. She puts butter on. That's why she put a stick of butter on everything.
Yep. I put that shit on everything. Jesus Christ.
Yep. Shit. All right, man. Well, thank you again for doing this. Come out on Wednesday night. See Mike over at the Funny Bone.
Max Pryce.
Yep. Drop that name at the door and get yourself in for free and have a good night.
Absolutely.
Yep. See some great live comedy.
On the they can also check me out on the website, Michael Anthony, MyChael Anthony.com. Also Michael Anthony Comedy on YouTube and IG at The Real Mike Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You got anything you want to plug? You got an album coming out or anything?
No.
Let me get on it.
Yeah.
I got bars still, I promise you.
Yeah. I wish, man. One of these days, that's definitely a bucket list thing to do some songwriting and stuff. And
I'm in town now.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I ain't got shit else to do. These Trump dollars going to end soon. So
there you go. Yeah. One of these days I'll make it happen.
Absolutely. I'm sure your guy that did the intro, he'll probably love to do some shit with you.
Oh yeah,
to help you out.
Yeah, I mean, I got the friends to do it. I just me doing it. Imagine I just gotta find the time to sit down and actually get my shit together.
Yeah.
So
it'll come to you.
Yeah.
It'll come to. I know one thing, like, you just write down, if you get a couple ideas, just write them down, and then before you know it, you'll have your verse.
Right.
Like Scarface, I heard This is kind of like, I used to write kind of like that. Like Scarface, he'll like some people would just sit down and write a verse, like just in one setting and just write it down. But like someone like myself or Scarface, I'm not saying I'm good as fucking Face Mob, but he would like, he'll get a few lines together and like, all right, that's cool, let's go write it down. And then some other lines will just come to him. And then some people are just like, I'll just go in the booth and just freestyle the shit like Jay-Z, but not everybody can be Jay-Z. So whenever you get them ideas, just write them down.
Yeah.
Write them down. Just keep cooking.
Well, some of those guys, I've heard stories too, like they'll write a verse and then all of a sudden, like, this one that I wrote 10 years ago that's been sitting around, like, it fits perfectly right in here.
Yeah.
And like,
same thing with Eminem.
Yeah,
My book of rhymes, what I'm saying? He got a whole bunch of shit that he hasn't said that, like, you're like, he said faggot. This is an old verse. You know what I'm saying? He said retard. This is an old verse. You know what I'm saying? He said the words that no one ever said. These are old verses. These are old bars. But just drop and just keep on writing and putting shit up in there, man. So
there you go.
That's all we got to do.
Yeah,
just
man.
keep on grinding it out.
Well, thanks, Mike. It's been
Appreciate
cool, man.
You, Thanks for coming through, man. This is dope.
Yeah, man.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Well, yeah, that was it.